So a curious little triangle is where we are today, and starts off our station focus video. A little parking triangle, and if we come around this way you'll see where we are. We are at Cowden station on the Uckfield Line. Grandiose station buildings for when they opened this station back in the 1880s, and as you can see, that's where you would used to have bought your tickets from, and now just a solitary ticket machine remains. But at least we have a clock in a cage, and there's another station on the line where you can find a clock in a cage as well, and we'll get to that in a later video. Anyway, so just a ticket machine nowadays at this station. It was de-staffed a long time ago, back in 1990. The waiting room here is similar to some of the other places and stations you can come to on this line. If we come outside, have a look up towards Uckfield, you can see that this station is very, very quiet indeed. Very quiet. And those of you that know the history of this place will know that when it was de-staffed back in the early 1990s, at that point they took the opportunity to remove one of the platforms from use. The platform is still here. It stretches all the way right down to the Uckfield end of the platform there, and it heads off in this direction, which is where the platforms were extended on all the stations on this line back in 2016. Here's a little ramp entrance into the station. Autumn at the time that we're recording this video, as you can see from the huge quantities of leaves. Yeah, so in 1990 this is where the platform was taken out of use, but it still exists to this day. And you can see here is where the platforms were extended in 2016, and it stretches right off down into the distance where you can see the dot matrix. So we're going to have a bit of a wander down here onto the new part of the platform. These metal railings, again, you can see in most of the other stations on the line where they did extend the platforms, and they're a common feature. Just to give you an indication of services on this line, well, the 1553 was supposed to have gone through to Uckfield, but as you can see has now been changed to Crowborough. It hasn't even left London yet, so there's obviously a problem with this particular train today, delayed. The next one is in an hour's time, and that will be going through to Uckfield. They'll terminate it at Crowborough, so to stop it early and get it back on track, as it were, for the rest of the services. But anyway, that gives you an indication as to how many services there are not at this station. This is the first station on the Uckfield Line to be single platform. All the other stations up to the previous stations, which is Hever, what we're looking down towards now, they are dual platform stations, but this one is now single, as are quite a few of the other stations further out towards Uckfield, when you get to places like Buxted, for example. If you have a look over here, notice something in the distance just down there. Yes, there's one of those grit bins, but it's not really providing anything there. If you have a look to the side of the station, there's all this open land. I'll show you just up the other way. back towards the station. So all of this open land, and there's nothing happening with it. And as I said beforehand, there's no one here. There's some bags of aggregate that you can see there. A very curious place to have a salt bin. There we are. Anyway, so let's head back down. We'll just show you, we'll just talk through some of the facilities. First thing to show you is this shelter, which is very common with the other stations on the line. And as usual, there's a seating area and also a standing area. So it's not just about seating. Train's still delayed, yeah. So, dot matrix indicators. All the stations on the line have these. And you do get a sense of the remote nature of this station. In order to be able to get to it, you have to come off the main road, go down a side road, and then where we started and where we're just going back to now, the little triangle. There's quite a few seats, but considering there's only 5,000 passengers a year, or 5,000 journeys a year from this station, you can tell that there aren't many people that are going to be sitting on them. Anyway, so there's the last look at the station platforms. We'll head back round this way, just to take you out of the accessible piece, and then we're back to the car park again. So that's a bit of a look at one of the stations on the Uckfield Line. That's our station focus video for the day. This has been Cowden, and join us again soon for another station focus.